It's really early. Getting up to go to the shop to get someone their car so that they can go drifting. Grabbed an apple, actually 2. Okay, it's 5. Yeah, 5:45 right now. I gotta meet TJ at the shop at 6 so that he can get his car, go to Top Drift. So they usually go to the shop at 6 on Saturday, but for drifting, I always lose sleep, so if it's for someone else drifting, I made the exception. Okay, so let's go, guys. He's there already. He beat me here. All right, we gotta go open the shop and get the car out for him. Ooh, Titan, cool.
Right here.
Oh, there's TJ and Calvin and Mickey.
Way too close.
Wait, which car?
Right here. Supra.
Yeah, it was close. It's they were trying to kiss each other, I know, and then the Supra was like, wait, I don't even like BMWs, I just like Toyotas.
Bro, all the six shit in your shop, this is what I love.
That's a 4-rotor with a Samsonis and a Winters for a street car.
See that?
It's kind of overkill.
Why do you think I'm in love with it?
This will be a cool one. We got a lot of stuff to do to it. So he had an FD also, and then he sold his FD to dump more money into like his project cars. He's like, I can always get another FD, and I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Okay, so TJ's leaving. He's gonna go to Top Drift. Practices today, so I will not be there. Gotta do some more work at the shop. I'll be there for Top Drift round 1, or no, round 2 tomorrow at Horse Thief. And I wish I was going today, but there's not enough time in between FD Florida and then FD Atlanta, and I had to like be here working as much as I could, get money to pay rent at the shop, well, because we're leaving again. So still working way too much, but it's all I could do to make this all happen. But TJ's gonna load up and then they're off. Check this out. Boom. Next up, Embarrasser 4, the Embarrass Club. Best stickiest tire. TJ's doing stuff with jacks. Nice. This is a pretty cool truck. You know what it reminds me of? Chris Forsberg. Cause he's got one of these trucks, and he also has it souped up pretty crazy. Maybe if you buy one of these, it's mandatory to soup it up. So I guess TJ borrowed it from a buddy, but it's pretty nice. All right, well. Let's say bye to TJ briefly. No running. Okay, bye TJ.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the help.
No worries. Bye Mickey. What's up guys? So TJ's already at the track, but I gotta get the RAD van ready to make that long drive up to Willow. I've done it once or twice with the van already, but we're gonna change the oil and then service the diff, the trans, and kind of double check a couple things. I've already done lots of maintenance on it when I first got it, but then I kind of haven't touched it since that point. It's just a small Toyota van, it kind of works always, but there's a couple little things that I want to address and see if I can make it a little better. So I'll show you guys what we're doing. What was I gonna show? Oh, not 100% sure, but this looks an awful lot like R154 trans, but then it just has like a weird shift linkage setup that makes it different, but like the overall unit looks like a R154, or at least this part does. So I'm wondering if it is. I never really researched to figure that out, but we were thinking it is, me and Vicha. Oh, I was driving, so the oil's hot. One thing I do want to do to this van is lower the back like half an inch, or maybe probably more like 1.5 inches. And I think since it's got those springs, you could almost use the same spring as 86 Corolla maybe, and that will help lower it a little bit, because right now it's just like kind of has that raked look where it's like the front tilts down a little bit. And yeah, okay, so let's get some fluids ready, get the spark plugs, air filter, that kind of stuff, and then get to work on this guy. So looks like I got a little leak on the power steering reservoir. It's dripping down onto the shift linkage cable, coming down to where my slave is for the clutch, but we'll check that. We gotta open the seat up in the inside and check that when we do the spark plugs. We'll see if we can tighten that. If not, I'm just gonna run that leak, because I don't know if I can get one of those hoses anymore, at least for today. I'll look to find that hose on Rock Auto or something, but parts for these, there's only certain parts that they sell. Everything else is kind of discontinued because it's too old. But we'll take a look at that, and then we need to look at, oh, there's like a, I need to make the horn work, because there's like a loose ground or something where it works sometimes and doesn't. It has aftermarket horns. It's the only aftermarket thing on this car. I didn't do it, someone else did. Gotta make that work, because people always cut you off, because it's an old van. No one cares when you're in an old van, they just cut you off, and then you need to be able to honk sometimes. So, gotta get that working. Okay, so let's see how it looks when we drain it. So far, everything we've drained, I'll undo this first so that it drains nicely. Everything we've drained actually didn't look bad. It's kind of weird, like, you don't know the history when you buy a really old used vehicle, so you just assume it's never been oh, that's clean as crap. I'm changing it, but okay. Jeez, that's clean. So like, I'm scared thinking it's gonna be like completely black. It looks like new. So the trans looked new. The engine just looked like engine oil that needed to be changed after 4,000 miles. These old 3Y and 4Y motors that are in here, they're just known for burning oil. So I always run my finger, let my finger kind of grab it. The reason I do this is it'll show metal flakes. You'll be able to, as you look through the color to like your skin behind, you'll see shiny metal flakes. If there was any, there isn't any. Smells horrible, like gear oil should, but it looks just like used gear oil, but not heavily used. Like maybe it only had like 5,000 miles on it. Maybe when I bought it, they had just done a full service on the car. I don't know. The guy that I bought it from didn't sound like that. He was the third owner, and he only owned it for a couple months. So I'm the fourth owner, and like I've said in the past, I don't know, I don't trust like what other people say. I gotta find out for myself. It's kind of like how I learned how to work on all this stuff. Take it apart, figure it out for yourself. So we're just changing all the fluids. Looks like I didn't need to though, but peace of mind though, remember? That always helps. Soon we're gonna put some fresh next-gen tires on this guy. You'll see. That'll be after Atlanta though, because I gotta get this just roadworthy to go up to Willow, and then probably would have done it anyway, but just double checking, and then we'll do tires like next time we work on this guy. So now we're gonna pump in some fluids, then we're gonna go lower the car and open up, and I'll show you how you get to the motor. I've shown you guys in the past, but if you're new to the channel or you didn't watch all my videos, you probably didn't see that. So, okay. Good results on the fluid so far though. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, we like 2JZs here. Oh wait, you did know. Okay, cool. So now you know. We're gonna use a 2JZ K&N oil filter. Happens to fit right on this guy, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. K&N oil filters, pretty much one of the best ones. There's other better ones, probably equal ones out there. This is what I use. So we're putting it on the van. Okay, so let's pop the hood on this guy. I guess I should have shown you. First you put the steering wheel up. You guys know how a tilt steering wheel works. Then you got these little clips. I already undid both of them. Well, hold on. Okay, so it would be like down like that. But pop it up, undo it. I already undid these ones when I had two hands, all three of them. Then you lean it back. There's the motor. And then, hey Vicha, help me.
Yeah.
Hold that.
Yeah. Oh.
But like lean back a little bit because I gotta get this guy. So then there's this weird little plastic guy. Then let it start going. Boom. Toyota's weird in the 80s, but that's it. So here's your 3Y. Pretty simple little tiny motor. So things we're gonna do right now, spark plugs. Not easy to get to really. They're over here. We're gonna check our power steering reservoir. Also not easy to get to, over in the corner over there. You can't even see it unless I shine a light. And we're gonna change the air filter in this little air box. And then also I have like this guy. Oh, let me unlock it. This guy, which not even sure what it is. Maybe I'll read about that. Something fuel related with like vacuum, or if that's a regulator, but I don't think so because this is my fuel pressure regulator. I don't know, I don't know, old stuff, so I gotta figure out what that is, but I could almost guarantee that's not working anymore. So I'm thinking if I fix this, I'm gonna gain horsepower. Everything's horsepower related, right?
I love the horsepower.
So gotta find out what that is and then fix it and then sheath it with like triple layer of like whatever RADGEN, something nice so that it doesn't wear out and then it can't chafe like it was and wear through and mess up. So that's one thing we're doing in here. Two things is air filter. Yeah, so there might be one other little thing that's like a little minor repair like this we gotta do, but other than that it was just general maintenance. So we're gonna get started on that. We'll show you how bad the spark plugs look. If it's anything like the fluids, it might be brand new plugs, but I already bought some NGK iridiums. NGK doesn't sponsor the van, they only sponsor the Supra, but if you're gonna buy spark plugs, this is what you buy. NGK iridium. These ones are so BPR5 EIK, some random ones for the van motor calls for. Probably overkill for the little van, but why not? Just 4 spark plugs. Okay, gonna get started on this stuff now. Not sure if you guys know, but we like Supras. So does Will.
Yes, I do.
Who?
And upskirts.
Hey, don't do that. But yeah, Will brought a Supra by while we were working on the van. I wanted to show you guys. This was not easy to get to. I already kind of did the hard part. I'm just showing you taking this out. Pretty dirty. Say that would help to be replaced. That's at least 1 horsepower right there. So van's gonna be pretty quick once we get all the rest of this stuff done. Okay, so that's good. Can't get to the
It's our first
one.
Yeah.
It's quite the challenge. Nothing's easy to work on these, so like downfall of this van is working on the engine, maintaining it. Oh, hey guys, I was wrong. Remember I thought the power steering reservoir was over here. It's behind where his hand is right now, up in that hump over there. How are you supposed to fill that? Come on, Toyota. Maybe there's another like access panel that I don't know about yet. Yeah, we're still getting to know each other, me and this van here. Yep, I see there is another access panel. Hey, that might help. Look, access panel number 2. See it?
Oh, yeah.
Go in the back and see what happens. That might help you get to most of the plugs, at least 2 of them. Okay, I'm gonna finish putting this air box back together. It still has the mass airflow connected to it. There's no room at all. Imagine designing this and they're like, hey, let's shove a bunch of weird stuff in weird areas that you can never access.
Nice.
Okay, fine, that wasn't that hard. Now it just seems like I'm making it seem like it's harder than it is, because that went on really easy. It was harder to get it out. Oh, I can't wait to see how this van runs after this. Oh, you guys also probably don't know, but it has a stock radio. It worked when I got it, but had a lot of static feedback type of thing from old cars. You maybe heard that before. You've been in an old car, like it's like, and then it'll sound good for a bit, and then one day just didn't turn on. So since about maybe February, been driving just dead silent in the van. Sacrifices you make to have a cool Supra, but just drive a van as your daily. When I get ahead in a little bit here on some money and I don't crash my car, then, which isn't gonna happen anymore this year, then I'm gonna get a different stereo or rewire that one to work again, because it's kind of cool that it's old. All right, I'm gonna help you through with these spark plugs now. Okay. Alright guys, focus. Come on camera. Why does it do this to us sometimes, guys? Check that out. That is horrible. So what I'm gonna do is go out on a limb and say, since it was difficult to get to, they did not do this for a long time, like 60,000 miles. It's just worn out. It's not like too much boost or anything, you know. Detonation. Yeah, because we are, actually it does look like the mildest bit of detonation, but can't really, it's old motor and I don't know, bad fuel, just 87 octane, but we gapped these ones so they're all even, because they were like a little bit up and down, around like high 30s or a little bit low 40s, so I got them all to be around the 35 range, pretty much right at 35. I don't know what it calls for, but those ones are closer to like 38, but it looks like the tip was burnt off on these ones. So then what I'm thinking is, it looks almost like it just couldn't make spark anymore on these ones. I mean, it ran and started fine, everything was great, but it also, it isn't asking, oh, Supra. It isn't asking much from the spark plugs on this little tiny motor. But, okay, we are going to continue installing and then we'll start it in a little bit. We gotta rewire that little guy, gotta figure out what the heck that was. Okay, so I just reconnected the battery, and then I fixed that little 2-pin connector that goes from the rail. I don't know what it is, didn't even take the time to look it up. Just connected it back, checked the oil, looks good, checked everything. So let's try and start it, see what happens. that didn't go well. Let me check something. Okay, so we tried to start it. Sounded like it literally sounded like something was inside one of the cylinders, and so we took all the spark plugs out thinking something was bad or we had the wrong kind or something. None of them are hit. He's installing the fourth one right now. Guess I should have showed you guys all four, but it sounded like cylinder one anyway. I don't know, I think the starter like jammed itself into the flywheel, because now we just freaked out thinking we did something wrong. You know how like the simplest thing can become the most difficult thing sometimes if you have an unlucky day? That's what it started to feel like was happening. So anyways, we took out the spark plug, turned the motor by hand, it turned fine, and we're like, what the heck? Well, we put it in gear and rocked it back and forth and kind of like jolted because it wasn't turning at all. So we did that, tried to start it. Here I labeled 1, 2, and 3. Then we started turning it over, just, you know, like if you're gonna do a compression check or whatever without the spark plugs in there. It just freely turns effortlessly, kind of just spitting fuel out because I didn't disconnect the injector, so it's kind of spitting fuel out through the spark plug hole, and we're like, okay. I don't know. It's like, no, the RAD fan is done. But can't tell you what that was. I'm gonna guess starter, but we're gonna put everything back in and restart it right now. That was not a good noise though. It sounded like hydro lock, or if you had like something just hitting the piston, but we'll see. Scary, because these are, well, it's not like that would be that expensive to fix in a way, but
number 3?
Number 3, yeah. I just don't have time or money to do that, and so we just need this guy to work for us for like a long time, like another year. These lights suck. After they get hot, they just flash. It's really weird. Never ever had this happen on any vehicle before. And if it was like, let's say flooded, I've flooded my race car before and I'll just kind of push through it, but we'll see. Let's see what happens right now when we go to restart it. I'll show you guys as I try. Let's just hope, fingers crossed, everything is fine. It was just like a fluke thing and the starter kind of like jammed and wasn't going all the way. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, moment of truth number 2. Let's see what happens. I'm scared. What the heck? What the heck? Ooh. Ooh. Little smoky. Okay, something not so happy, man. And that's not a burnout. Come on, man. So, we know they burn oil, but like, never like this before. You think it's safe to close the shop door and just hang out in here?
You are doing burnout?
What is going on with you, man? I need you. It's like not happy. Literally the only thing odd that I did that I don't really know is fix this stupid wire that was exposed, grounded out, and after that it feels like this is not a happy van. See, and look, it's like fluctuating a little bit here and there on the idle. It never used to do that. Something's up with this guy. Huh. See, it's not doing good. Okay, I gotta like burn off whatever oil might be in there. I don't know how, but that's like dark gray, like it's like gray oil. I mean gray smoke. It's like partially oil, partially fuel, like it's running really rich is what it smells like. Why? Okay, I gotta go figure this out. Okay, so the van is working fine. It had something up with the starter, and then when we restarted it, it just wanted to smoke like crazy. Not good. So probably doesn't have the best, the rings and everything are starting to fail, so it's slipping past. But it was like, once it got warm and we left it up, it wanted to burn a bunch of oil off. It's like it got oil into the exhaust manifold, and then once it burned it off, it's fine. Not quite sure how it got oil into the exhaust manifold. I think I need a new starter. We'll get one. Hopefully it doesn't strand me. Good thing is, this is a really light little car, and I could roll start it if I had to. So, that's not bad. I think it's ready to go. I drove it a bunch. Feels really weak still. It didn't gain any horsepower. But it drives. It feels smoother than it did before. Probably new spark plugs. And the idle's kind of adjusted itself. I'm wondering, I know it's not OBD2 because it's such an old car. It's not even, I don't even know if it's OBD1. It just, it ran weird after I got those two wires connected that go over like it's like the pulse damper or something for the fuel pressure regulator. I don't know what it is. But after we got that connected, maybe that had something to do with it running rich, but half of that was burnt oil smoke, but seems pretty happy now. So I'm gonna shut it down, recheck the oil, and then I guess just hope for the best.
Yeah.